Welcome to Echoes of the Silk Road, where dreams unravel like distant whispers, and every story hides a truth just beneath the surface. Here we don't just tell dreams, we step inside them. Whether born from shadow, memory, or something more, these experiences offer more than meaning. They echo. Tonight, two journeys, one from an unnamed soul, one from a dreamer with purpose, both walking the edge between waking and the unknown. I've been sent many dreams, but some stay with you. Dream 1, Predator and Prey. I woke up in motion, not in a bed, not in a room, but mid-sprint, scuttling, weaving, diving through the cracks of some unfamiliar city, slick with shadows and buzzing with danger. I was small, fast, and alert. A rat. Every breath came short and sharp as I scrambled through gutters and over rooftops. Behind me, the hiss of scales. The predator. A snake. Long, relentless, and hungry, its eyes locked onto me with unblinking focus as it slid across pavement and up walls like liquid death. The city wasn't real, at least not in the way cities normally are. It pulsed, it changed, streets twisted into tunnels, vents turned into staircases, buildings leaned in as if listening. And I, the rat that I was, knew that no one was coming to help. Every escape was mine to earn. Through alleys, under fences, between loose bricks, I moved like instinct incarnate. The snake was always just behind me, until it wasn't, until it stopped. I had escaped. But then, it all shifted. Suddenly, I was the snake. Powerful, cold, calculating. Now, I was the one chasing. And the prey? A monstrous rat, larger than me, feral, foaming, and full of fire. I moved through crevices, my serpentine form gliding between steel and stone. But no matter how tight the space, it followed, gnashing, gnawing, always just behind. I knew the streets. I knew this city, but now it hated me. The roles had reversed, and with it, the rules. I was no longer the hunted, but I wasn't the hunter either. I was hunted in turn. And just like before, I survived. I slipped through one final fissure and emerged into the silence beyond the chase. There was no prize, no crowd, just breath. Mine. A dream shared with no name, only experience. Let's get into the interpretations. First, starting with the psychological meaning. This dream, it's a duel of identity. At its core, it's about perspective and how roles aren't fixed. Being the rat may reflect a time you felt cornered, vulnerable, or underestimated. But being the snake, especially since the snake is one of your personal animal symbols, shows power, transformation, and cunning. Yet even in the role of the predator, you are still pursued. So perhaps this isn't about predator versus prey, but self versus self. It could reflect a cycle, being constantly caught between survival mode and transformation. You're not choosing a side, you're navigating both and surviving both. Now let's get into the spiritual meaning. Spiritually, this dream feels like a metaphor for duality. Shadow and light, yin and yang, the snake and the rat are mirrors of the same soul, one embodying fear, the other power. The fact that you survived as both says a lot. You're not being punished, you're being initiated. The city is not a city, it's a spiritual maze, and escaping twice means you passed both trials. This dream may be your subconscious or higher self, showing you that you are adaptable, powerful, and balanced. The predator and prey were never enemies. They were you all along. Two forces becoming whole. In dreams like this, we find fragments of the truth we hide from ourselves. What we chase, what we run from, might be different versions of us. If you've ever felt like the world kept flipping on you, if you've ever looked in the mirror and not known whether you were the one holding the blade or avoiding it, maybe your soul is remembering its training, and maybe that means you're getting closer. Trust your path, listen to your dreams, and don't fear the chase. Dream 2, the Black Bloom Protocol. I woke up to the soft hum of metal walls and artificial light. I was aboard a ship, deep in space, one that I knew intimately, not because I had traveled on it before, but because I had lived on it, worked on it, logged every hour of it. Each day we ran experiments, trials of a serum designed to enhance organic life, plants, humans. The goal was evolution, purity, perfection. Every day was logged. By day 6, the serum worked. The plant cells stopped deteriorating. Human vitals surged. There was celebration, laughs echoing through the corridors, data scrolling across monitors like a digital heartbeat. I was preparing a transmission to command, the message that we had done it, that perfection was no longer theory. But then, the alarm, a low, groaning wail from the lower science decks. When I reached the labs, perfection had died, or maybe it had changed. Through safety glass, I saw them, crew members, twisted, decaying, eyes glassy with rot and rage. Plant life, once vibrant green, was now blackened and steaming. Not ash, not decay, but something that smelled like despair. Smoke lingered in the air, heavy as guilt. They saw me. The glass wouldn't hold long. I ran. I armed myself with a pulse weapon. Short range, meant for emergencies, not for containment, not for them. The infection spread faster than I could react. By day 7, the ship was overrun, and I became a different kind of scientist. Not a creator, a destroyer. I moved through the ship like a ghost with a gun, saving who I could, abandoning who I couldn't. And yes, I used some as distractions. That haunts me. In the town sector, our artificial habitat zone, I hear the sound. A massive, thunderous crack like the universe splitting in two. Then, pain. Metal tore through air. I was thrown. The walls screamed. Everything went dark. When I woke, I was no longer in space. We had crash landed. The world outside the ship was barren, ash-colored soil, no wind, no life. I was hurt, but not fatally. Enough to limp, enough to bleed. The infection, it followed us. I watched the wreckage, saw bodies move, infected, clawing their way from ruin and flame. I sounded the alarm, drawing them all to me. The last stand. Before the first wave reached me, I opened the log. Ship log input, day 8 aboard, unknown. Resources, low. Options, fewer. This is not a cry for help. This is a firewall. I will fall if I must, but these monsters will earn it. I wear the darkness now, and I welcome my glorious, inevitable demise. Signing out. I went below deck. The infected were waiting. I had only 2 weapons left, an automatic shotgun and a sidearm charged with plasmic energy. They rushed me. I fired. Again and again. Their screams like wet static. The shotgun emptied quickly, the pistol too, though I conserved each shot. But the noise drew more. Wolves from the land, wild, starving. They attacked the infected until they became them. I destroyed the platform to stop their path. It slowed them, but they still came. Eventually, I made it to the command bridge, my body broken, my will not yet. I activated the self-destruct sequence, the only clean solution. But there, in the center of the chaos, was the last surprise. A shielded escape pod, titanium lined, meant for emergencies. It required manual override. I slammed the button, broke my hand doing it. It was too slow. The flames crept closer. The infected climbed, their moans closer than ever. The only opening was below. I dropped in, firing into the darkness, felt the heat of the ship preparing to consume itself. I didn't know if I would live. I just knew I had done what I had to. Seconds before the blast, I closed my eyes and woke up. This dream comes from a person we'll call Alex Mercer, a name as untraceable as the memories they carry. And now, for Alex, we get into the interpretations of this dream, starting with first, the psychological meaning. This dream plays like a sci-fi thriller, but underneath, it's a reflection of personal responsibility. You were part of something meant to be perfect, life, but it went wrong, and you had to become the person to clean up what others caused. The serum may symbolize ambition, or even trust in systems that fail, and when it failed, you adapted. You weren't just surviving, you were making hard decisions. This dream might mirror a fear of losing control or being the last one left to fix a disaster. But more than that, it shows a soul willing to sacrifice comfort, even morality, to do what's right. And now for the spiritual meaning. Spiritually, this dream feels like a test, a divine trial of soul and purpose. The serum, the quest for perfection, may represent humanity's obsession with control over life. But what blooms from that? Not light, not growth, but corruption, a black bloom. Yet you stood in the fire. You chose to protect the whole, even if it cost you everything. That's the energy of a guardian soul, someone who was sent not to ascend, but to contain the darkness so others might never know it. Some dreams leave you breathless, others leave you scarred, but the ones like this, they leave you changed. Whether it was real in this life or another, you carried the weight, you chose the flame, and you walked out, not unscathed, but whole. Until next time, trust your instincts, and remember, even in nightmares, the soul is speaking.